Hello, my beautiful fragrance family. Dustin here, fragrance fan. Go ahead and do me a solid and click that like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell notification. And I'm just going to keep on giving you guys these budget-friendly fragrance reviews, that $40-ish and $100 range. Most of these are way less than that. A good number of these you can find at your local rack stores. And the one I got for you guys here today, I wore from like that night that I got it, all the way through the night, all the way through the entire next day, morning, gym, work, night, out of the shower, the morning the next day, so I familiarized myself with it pretty decently. And I am talking about Calvin Klein's Defy. It's got a little bit of detailing on the lid, it's a little bit of texturization around the lid. It clicks nicely into place, not real solid, but it's a nice satisfying little click. The atomizer is real short and stubby, so it almost makes it satisfying when you push it because it doesn't travel very far. Doesn't squirt out a lot of juice, but there's something satisfying about it. So when you spray this thing, it's quite apparent what the main players in this fragrance are. Bergamot, lavender, vetiver. Those are the key notes that you will get in this. The amber is in there as well. It's not a constant amber. You don't constantly get the sweetness from the amber, or the sweetness sometimes, to me, lavender can put a little bit of a sweetness in there. You don't constantly get that sweetness. The farther into the dry down that you get, 30 minutes or so, some of that sweetness starts to come out a little bit more. There's other things in there. There's a little bit of florals. There's some earthiness going on in there from the vetiver and stuff like that. But mainly, this thing is built around bergamot, lavender, vetiver, hints of amber. That's what's really like listed in Fragrantica. There's other things on Parfumo.net, and I agree with Parfumo.net's assessment. All the other stuff is in there, but they're not even really worth mentioning because that's what you're getting in this fragrance in a nutshell. So like the sweetness, it comes out every now and then. It's like you discover it sometimes here and there. It kind of gives it in a weird way, a little bit of a mystery, because it keeps you wondering like, wow, did that just come from me? And then you don't smell it, and then you do smell that kind of thing. I kind of like that when a fragrance does that. Anyhow, this kind of boarded the hype train a little bit, this fragrance, from my knowledge, from what I've seen. There was some people kind of hyping this thing up and giving it some pretty good reviews. Now, the reviews online are not real strong. They're not good at all. And I think part of it is probably because of the performance. In my experience so far, it's real light. It doesn't push off very far, and it doesn't last very long. It's not absolutely terrible, but it's like a 4-hour fragrance, and the projection is 2 feet or so for like the first hour maybe, and then it dies way back. So it's one of those fragrances you could really almost bathe in, and which makes it a real good gym scent, because it'll last your time at the gym, out of the shower. You just want to smell fresh or something like that. It's great for the super hot weather, and it smells decent. It does smell decent. Now, that being said, if you own other woody, citrusy, fresh fragrances like this one, or like this one, these two smell quite similar. If you have stuff like that, then I would dare say that getting something like this is a step down. This is not a bad fragrance. It's not a bad smelling fragrance at all. I'll just go with the rating scale real quick. If it was based on the scent profile alone, I would give it a 5.5, which is good. 5 is a good smelling fragrance. I say it's marginally better smelling than your average fragrance. It's really inoffensive, it's uplifting, it's friendly, it's fun, it's fresh, it's peaceful, but it just doesn't last very long. So honestly, to be honest, I can't go higher than a 5 in my rating scale, just because the performance is a little less than average. I enjoy the way that it smells. I'm still going to be wearing the thing. But if you have any kind of a collection, and you have like Hugo Reversed, or just a number of other fresh, aquatic, citrus, vetiver kind of fragrances, you don't need to run out and buy that one, because there's nothing mind-blowing about it. There's nothing super creative about it. But all in all, it's not a bad smelling fragrance. I won't dog it. I'm just not going to say that it's not something you have to run out and buy. I picked it up because it was on a clearance. It was marked down to a price that I was like, you know what? Okay, I can get it now because I will wear it and it's not breaking the bank. They marked it down like $10. So I ended up scooping it up and I am enjoying it. Sometimes I really enjoy it when I get those little amber whiffs here and there, but it doesn't happen all the time. In fact, I'm going to spray it again because I do like the way it smells. I think it smells great. It's a good smelling fragrance. And it is in the ballpark of that Elysium. It's not nearly as crisp. It's not nearly as crisp. It leans a little bit heavier on the vetiver side. The earthy vetiver side with the crispness than the Hugo Reversed and stuff like that. But overall, it's a very fresh fragrance. It's very inoffensive. It's a very inoffensive fragrance. Any age group could enjoy this, but it is a little bit more youthful than it is mature, and it is a daytime, casual, summer, spring kind of a fragrance. If the temperatures drop at all, you probably ain't gonna smell this thing, just to be honest with you, because it's really soft. It's really light, airy, and just fresh, breezy, and easy kind of a fragrance. But smells good, but it's not necessarily one that you need to run out and buy. Don't try to board the hype train because this thing could leave you disappointed. So I just want to give you, an unhindered, uninfluenced, honest review, as I always try to give you guys. I don't try to board hype trains. I try to give you guys my opinion on fragrances, and some of these things I might be way off on the notes, just to be honest with you, but just giving you my experience. So that's my final thoughts on Calvin Klein's Defy. With that, I'm out. Y'all be blessed. Take care of yourself always, and until next time.